Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacaster. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero, like defender of the fatherland of it all, 2v2 on Lorraine. That very Italian city. In the west, it is Delirious, Itaperuna, fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 3rd Panzer Grenadier Division, tasked with holding this city no matter the cost. In the east, it is Big Boss and Symbiosis, fighting here for America, Freedom, and Democracy as the US 3rd Armored Division.
Engineers on the field.
Infantry Division push into the city here. We got Best of the Kitty Cat on the right as well. We got Spec Ops for both USF players here. Weasels out for Symbiosis with a weapon support center on the way. And Big Boss with an actual barracks. Meanwhile, we got double ponies, machine guns, Panzer Pioneers, Panzers bikes there for Itaperuna. Terror for Delirious with ambush machine guns right back. Things are looking, well, very special service force there. SSF Commando Heavy there with whiz-bangs. And certainly on narrow streets like this, you could see the whiz-bang being quite good at clearing sets. Grenadiers lead for Delirious. Another route squad there for Big Boss. The Symbiosis has yet to pull in his 30 cals bike here. The meat lines in the years and almost immediately gets destroyed here. Would certainly be a painful blow there, Itaperuna. It looks. Fortunately, Weasel has not been upgraded. He's trying to pursue. Here's the way it's going to pursue. He's trying to get away again. And there we go. Weasel gives up the pursuit. How much health has that bike got left? Talk about a close one here already in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Commander, we've secured the point.
Got the engineers still pulling through the narrow streets, bombed out there. Pioneers that watch it versus scouts. Machine gun team being brought up here by Delirious. As we got a 30 cal there for Symbiosis, more right from here for Big Boss. And there you go, Big Boss of scouts getting pulled first in before too far, and they quickly right on the team south side. Oh, in the center, gears busy. Further south, Itaperuna's got a single Panzer gun in his squad being surrounded. He's going for the light support company, probably thinking with, a map like this, assault green is going to be great. That's probably not a bad idea. Machine gun quick turn around here to cover downwards here. And firing away at the squad furthest away, allowing the other squad to get safely plus this one. Yeah. There's definitely one thing I've noticed with the way the targeting sort of happens automatically, almost universally picks the worst target. Like if there's a target that's out in the open and much closer, it will almost never pick that one. Anyway, assault race with Itaperuna. Mechanized support center and air support center of Symbiosis. An interesting pick there from both players, but expected double in support. Seems like they are both willing to go some different directions. Another 30 cal out there for Symbiosis. A bit of skirmishing around the centre, not north. Fun here continues. Ralph's got flanking in here, catching Delirious' machine gun team here in a very awkward position. He's trying to set up. He canics up the Ralph squad here. Can they get the burst off? No. Maybe he actually could, but he hit retreat too fast. Who knows? Either way, that's a machine gun on the run, leaving just a Grenadier squad here to fend off against a large American force. South side here, Panzer Pioneer forcing away some of the 30 cals. We got the assault grenades being forced over the MP40s, the machine and pistol in field sick. Scouts poking in, they're watching as this engineers just run past them. Just very fast, they're just going, is everything alright up there? 250 half-tick for Itaperuna.
Air support center's been upgraded.
Panzer Grenadier company for Delirious. Makes a lot of sense. We can consider transferring out one of the Grenadier squad for our Panzer Grenadier squad. Further south, we got the soldiers poking forwards here. Getting the drop here on the 30 cal there. Yep. And can then quickly make a run here past the fire. Making some regards a bit tough here for Symbiosis to just lock down any particular street here with a 30 cal, because if the opponent's smart, as you see, he can just quickly use the buildings to get around it. Thumbs up there to Itaperuna, who's gone for armored support, which means it's double special operations versus terror and armored support. Doesn't hurt to repeat it, I guess. Last squad here held up behind a burned out Flak 36. The mechanized company on the Itaperuna, only going for one assault gun squad, and there we go. Got a pack hards out for Big Boss, so both players have each their own separate weasel on the field. Big Boss just comes with a big gun. Blues Meat finding his positions there by the park here under fire.
We must act.
south side, Itaperuna's a bit busy here. We got the 250 half-tech for some reason going very deep here and got completely knocked out by Symbiosis. Painful loss there. Going up north, the attack continues here as Big Boss suddenly finds his 250 half-tech and Big... 250, Pack House in trouble here. Fortunately, apparently they can tow it faster than Infantry not holding a Pack Howitzer can keep up with them, which is kind of impressive. Panzergrenade is away there for Delirious and Deutschland in the south. Machine team again here. Motor pool for Big Boss. Biggest of the bosses.
Enemy activity. Here are munitions
And a
point.
254 Itaperuna to help clear the streets out with artillery fire. Yeah, Pack Howitzer just escapes.
Point is being attacked.
Mines down here.
Enemy
Thumbs up to
movement near
Delirious.
victory point.
No. Pioneers being bombarded here by the Pack Howitzer, which is typically actually used by mountain divisions and special operations units, though
A victory point is
found their
fallen
way into
into
regular
enemy
divisions as
control.
well if they couldn't get the artillery they're supposed to have, I believe. 254 was done. Greyhound on the way there for Symbiosis. Big Bosses too. Motor pool almost done as well.
We've lost the territory sector.
Itaperuna can at least call in some Panzerjägers in the pinch if needs it, but Delirious will have to go for Pack 40 or somehow rush us to Panzergrenade getting absolutely brutalized as they get hit with both flamethrower fire and machine gun fire. Quite the hellish experience, I
Enemy
imagine.
Greyhound is deployed.
There you go. 251 with a bit of mortar fire here on the machine gun nest. Actually threatening to wipe it out here. Symbiosis narrowly getting the machine team there to safety. Or become part of the
The
decor.
victory point is under attack. We must act.
Pack guards are hanging back. We got 496 with 349. And we got heavy barrels there on the way for Big Balls. As we catch the
SSF
scouts.
commandos are available to deploy,
The
Commander.
scouts catch the Panzergrenadiers, but the Panzers definitely win this one. I don't know how I'm going to describe that. The American force here, Panzer Squad trying to dig up here, threaten up behind the bear. With a bundle grenade that could force a very quick retreat of the Big Boss, but no. Instead, Delirious goes for a bit more safer approach, but also one that, you know, plans his opponents less and gives them a bit of a safer retreat as well here. Okay, it looks like he might have, you know, thought about something else there. Pack Howitzer, nice position here, but of course is vulnerable to a quick, say, mechanized push with a half-tank. Some infantry pop in there, clear out the gun, and then haul it off. It could be something you consider, but probably won't. Around in the south here, engaging Itaperuna. But so far, not seemingly responding to it with Panzerjägers or anything else. We get a grenade assault from the Weasel. And it does knock it out.
Destroyed.
That's definitely one way to deal with the Weasel problem. And then up against Valcourt, managed to get them to the closer range here. Of course, the problem here remains for Delirious, the Pack Howitzer. 254 moving up, south side.
Squad of
Somebody's
SSF
got
commandos
pressure, we
has
got
taken
Delirious
to
with
the
a
field.
Panzer Company. He's just rushing straight ahead, very boldly. Even as Big Boss is also now going here for a Greyhound here. And that means the Germans will be, okay, we do get close to the Pack 40, and we do have some Panzers for Itaperuna, but still very bold there. Panzer is trouble with the Emic Greyhound.
Pushed us off a sector.
Symbiosis really sounds like they claim to the main roads here of Lorraine. Further south here, Panzer is on watch, Panzer Pioneer poking further south, and we got Pack 40 there almost done for Delirious at the same time as his Panzer Company is almost done. So Rumor continues to flip resources, and there you go, first SSF Commander Squad has hit the field, it is under Symbiosis command there. Special Service Force, with the Johnson light machine guns and the bazookas.
A squad of SSF is awaiting deployment, Commander.
To defeat Itaperuna.
Territory point is no longer under our control.
As for Delirious, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sturmpanzer. This Panda Force will always be a good addition. Starsorten. We'll have to see, of course, what he does. There's also, of course, the fact he's very likely going to be setting up Tigers, so in what way is certainly also a question of how intense they to get there without losing the entire match. Pack Howitzer a bit exposed here. Fortunately for him, it seems like Delirious isn't quite realizing it, despite him parking it right next to the fuel point he holds, meaning he should have line of sight to it and thus should be able to like move in and just deal with it. Got improved armor here. Oh, improvised armor actually for Big Boss. Bar-wielding rifle here with more bars only for Big Boss. And he's a bit too slow to move in there. Now we got large bridge block here. Forwards. And as all this is happening, Symbiosis is recording a second SSF squad. Bringing more infantry to bear here against the Germans. Actually called in here on the machine gun team. Fortunately, of course, with the machine gun team, most of the artillery hits the nearby building, absorbing a lot of the blast. Neither's button, the commanders at close range, taking up Bob and Bobbert. And before they're running for Delirious, thumbs up. Yep. Doing that now right hand side, so he's stepping in for the King Tiger, though he will still need a fair few command points to get there. Near man, the fuel and manpower. Still, he's likely going to have the.
A squad of SSF is awaiting deployment. Commander.
We also have Contempt for the Weak, which, I mean, should work a bit better for the newly buffed Panzer Grenadiers.
300 points.
Maybe some Starstorm down the road. Commands that push back. Panzer IV almost done. If Delirious and Deutschland. There you go, Panzerkampf ready. I mean, could get some troops on it to ride along with it. That way, get him to the front line faster. So, not a bad idea on a map like this. Up north, though, Greyhound in the way here. Delirious is northern positions, absolutely unprepared. The anti-tank gun is way far removed here. Of course, he could rush in the Panther IV with some infantry riding on it to gain control of the situation in the north again. Pax was a solid hit. We got artillery called in. No, it's a strafing run here. Also, catching the retreating troops, almost wiping out the Panzer Grenadiers. That was a hell of a strafe there, and it was very close to becoming an absolutely awe-inspiring strafe. That was super close there. Almost Hollywood levels there of just good strafe. Machine holding up on the south side here. 6-pounders for Big Boss. As we got the command being spotted by the Panda 4. First shot of the misses goes way above their heads. Loiters for Symbiosis. Panda 4 taking a lot of damage here from the commanders. Definitely, I think, slowing down the Delirious. Continue to advance with it for the time being. Doesn't want like Russia to get it further destroyed.
Victory point. We're losing it.
Definitely could buy the Americans some precious time here. In particular, with only one Pioneer squad in the nearby vicinity to just do the repairs.
Victory point now under enemy control.
There you go, Lloyd. It's the Mark type, is it? It's Mark vehicle. I thought it was the other one there. He's got the pack 40 just in case. Graham sneaking in, we got the pack out of there. Engine being brought up, clearly concerned about that Panda 4, unsurprisingly. Yeah, smoke in the south, thumbs up. Use of it there by Itaperuna.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point.
171, Allies don't go against the Germans. The Germans will need to get some work in there to undo that. And needs his Panda 4 fixed up again, or the double shot from the tank has left it heavily damaged. He was very close to losing it. Southside command is putting 3 scouts as the assault grenadiers backed up another Greyhound. Symbiosis with his own tank depot time to bring in the big guns here. Delirious needs, I think, more infantry up north here to back up his Panda his position. Sympathy with his Pack 40 at risk of getting snapped by the Americans. Flammenpanzers here for Itaperuna. Quite a bit of manpower and fuel flood considering everything. I mean, it's not like he's got a lot of units. I feel like he shouldn't be flooding resources like that. And there we go. He does go for the flamethrower tank. Interestingly enough. I mean, it's only good pick there's all these things in the buildings and whatnot, but timing-wise, I'm not so sure about that one. Starts from there right around the corner for Delirious. Thumbs up. Johnny there going down. Panzers there versus the Greyhound on their own. Panzerjägers, Flammenpanzers moving in here. 30 cals time to engaging the League of Panzergrenadiers. The flamethrower team very much, I think, is the final straw here. There you go. Flammenpanzer catching the 30 cals. And then you got Bazookas and quick engaging. Panzers getting grand return. A lot of fighting around the centre up north here. We got Delirious there preparing again, but he is being bogged down once more. We have the Stars coming in. Panzers though need some reinforcements. Put up the trick they're being down here. Pioneers and a mine go off on the road, there's another one, and the Panther suffers a damaged engine. Constantly not being as plentiful, fully repaired this time. I think it's become better from you, Delirious. 40 is actually, it's all the way down here. In the center here, we've got Itaperuna holding the ground, but I do think they're going to need more than an MD-34 for Itaperuna. His assault gun is long gone. I mean, nothing but pixelated dust. Back to fixing up that Panther 4 in the center there. We got Greyhound holding up. We got Chili fire from the Stutti with close range, I guess. Commandos closing in here. Sneaking through the ruins. Bazooka's at the ready. Just blasting the flamethrower tank from this, but definitely cannot respond. Because you do have the Stutti rated and more than happy to engage in large bunches of targets like that. Hellcat's there for Symbiosis. Thumbs out. Enforcement healing, more punishment help assist fixing up the Panther 4 so you can actually get its like full health and get it into action. Yeah, Delirious up north here might want to reconsider some of his tactical approaches because he's definitely making it easy, I think, to an extent for Big Boss to bottle him up. He's looking to switch through the center, maybe assist him, maybe look to flank around him, get behind Big Boss's front line there. I mean, that could be quite powerful. Or maybe just going all in on him in Symbiosis, turning him a bit pear-shaped and then, like, you know, gobbling up the south instead. It could be an option. There you go, Grant taking a full volley here. Second Hellcat there, ready to be caught, get to the front line. Here's the first one is done and ready. Also got some flank attempts here by Delirious, but lacking, like, I think any significant weight. It's just basically units here and there, and half of them are like just pioneers. It becomes very easy then for Big Boss, like, basically contain it.
Initiating research.
Double sortie tanked up as well there for Big Boss. Panzer Mid Commander for Itaperuna. Thumbs up. Finding something happening there. Looking for that Northern Victor one. Pack and the Grenadier squad is, I think, I'm struggling against barred up riflemen. We do have the Starstorm, but for the more sharp observers there, you might notice they can't really see what's going on there so easily. To the north side, on the victory point there, once more goes a bit pear-shaped. And the Panther almost had the Starstorm there. Going pretty awkwardly here for Delirious. Sturmpanzer is on the way. And we got advanced air reconnaissance out of Delirious. 171 on 87. Commanders and Hellcats all on the move here. 171 on 84. Germans find themselves quickly falling back. We do get some armoured reserves on the way here for Itaperuna. I mean, it could transfer up for Tiger Tanker, though I think it's going to be a bit painful. Okay, looks like Delirious is not going for the King Tiger. We got the leaflets there, so it might be the lead one. He's actually first. Hellcats keep pushing into the base here. Sturmpanzer advancing. Swiftly and steadily. Germans once more finding their efforts somewhat aggressive curtailed here with the Allies. And again, I find myself thinking they really need to like shift up something here. Mines to further fortify the centre, make a direct push much more painful there for the Allies is somewhat more painful. Certainly we can see the Allies doing the same thing with mines, though unfortunately, or fortunately expected, at least getting set off by various matters here. Very nice there. Hellcat pushing it back up the Commanders. Symbiosis going for an aggressive southern attack here on the centre, but hitting a mine here in front of the German guns. He could see one of the Hellcats go down here. He was not expecting mines out of the Germans. It's interesting if he would. Germans laying down mines? No. Germans aren't smart enough for that. Trust me, I read Mein Kampf, and there wasn't a single word on mines in that book. Sturmpanzer then caught by the anti-tank guns. We got the Sturmpanzer against the 30 cal.
Weapon support center is taking sustained damage. Commander, we've lost a sector.
Panzer pushing forward today, diving out for the anti-tank gun. We got 463-257. Great shot on the Greyhound. But you figure 150 with a high explosive shell meant to take apart buildings for take apart an armored car, but you'd be wrong in game ops. In the actual war, that probably would have been a very much piece of scrap and not the barrier side of it. 456, 157, south side again. Itaperuna finally getting a bit more of a move on here, but it's not unless strong here to make much of an impact. We also see some bits of time to mine up at least parts of it, so that could make a push in and that would cause it more painful. Okay, going for that Panda 4, 90-tank support here. Nothing at all, in fact. You get better moving in the top, but that's definitely not going to be enough unless he gets very lucky. The big boss makes some very, very, very big displays, which, I mean, you know, is possible. He's almost doing it, though. In the end, it is not enough. But it's pretty surprisingly close there, all things considered. He should be able to finish off with a pack unless he gets lucky here. Could get lucky, that is, and he does not. Smaller victories for the Germans and claiming vengeance for the fallen comrades burning inside that Panzer IV. Fresh push from the south here from Symbiosis. Itaperuna here, I mean, could be going for like the Panzer IV, the Stuka right about now, but so far showing no inclination towards either. Could indicate he's actually going to go for a TIE tank right here and now, which I feel like is a bit risky there, all things considered. I mean, they're significantly behind the victory points already.
We have a backlog of command points that need.
There you go, going for the anti-tank and see if we'll wipe them. Grab that'd be a significant win there for Delirious and the German army. It's a big boost, if you will, to the arsenal here. There you go, got one of the anti-tankers. Looks like they won't be able to take out the other one, but even like, you know, just one isn't like bad, and we got the pack house roller being hauled off here. Both anti-tanks slid up. Probably should just focus on getting that one out of there. Pack 40 again, good shot on the Greyhound. Hell kept rushing in, bunker in round 40. Big boss too occupied there to pay attention to that apparently. 40 joining in the front, Sturmpanzer in deep trouble. Shoot D also in deep trouble.
Grasshopper reporting in.
As we've drawn here, Sturmpanzer down. As the pack house being hauled off, we got their strafing run inbound. Almost had the pack there. Not enough, and the Grenadier escapes here. The pack is filled with the silver health. Still in trouble. Hellcat's going hard here. Massive blows with the German army. Panda 4 out here for Itaperuna. I feel like the double Stu GC would have been better since they would actually be able to threaten the Hellcats a bit more effectively than the Panda 4. It's not like, you know, it doesn't have like any anti-infantry assets. So I feel like the Panda 4 here, while not bad, it's not what I call the best choice, at least a very, very good choice. And I think, considering the state of affairs, between the victory points, they want, you know, a more optimal choice pushing back against these Hellcats. Starts doing what they can here. More packs for Delirious. Even gets like destroy the ones that cleared out here. So it ends up being a potentially very good situation. It just went pretty pear-shaped there. Big push by commanders, scouts, and whatnot. That Sherman almost on it for Symbiosis. Blend cover they've been used to effectively stall the advance south side here. We got Itaperuna there going in.
Sherman tank finished.
And without minesweepers, that could get a bit ugly very fast. And the 4 remaining pretty static. With another one waiting for Delirious. Another Panzerkampfwagen 4.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
Big boss not want to let the opponent have his pack houses quick to make off with it. And artillery called in while the commanders just stand about in it. Oh, you know, the artillery's coming. Shouldn't we move, boss? No, we can't without orders from above. What? 146, 104. Got a grenade on the Sherman, which, I mean, will slow down briefly, but the end just isn't afraid. close. Panther 4, they're out of Delirious as well. 134 was 104. I mean, the Germans seem to perhaps be stabilizing just a bit here. Finding the bottleneck there, thumbs up. There we go, Graham charging in. Counter shots here. Oh, set off there, and Panther 4 barely ends up doing any damage there. But at least does a bit more. Of course, the extra health it gains eventually for your top of everything else. Which makes the Greyhound there pretty spongy. Like, we're talking very close, like just something like a Panther 3, but even in stew. Hellcat down. Ripped apart. 407-104 here, Engineers charging up north here, points being grabbed. We got clock still ticking here, Engineers being slowly whittled down, Engineers Panther 4 pushing in here. The south side of the front is looking quite messy there as Panther 4 there for Itaperuna is blown apart. Hitting him with no real armor and certainly no anti-tank guns. He should probably try and capture some of the ones lying about if he can. I think that'd be a pretty good compromise here for Itaperuna. 385-104, Germans hold on to the victory points casualty wise. Not looking great on the vehicle side of things there with an 8-4. It is there. Hellcat pushing off the Panther 4 here. The center falling to the Americans. Again, we do get Panzerjägers, but then Panzerjägers against a 30 cal. And to add insult to injury, they're so bunched up easily can become both suppressed in one go.
Enemy contact.
Gentlemen on the flank here, Commander's on that flank. Panzer for the 30 cal flanking set here. Yeah, White Cross coming off in time. 30 cal pushed off. Hectic stuff here. Itaperuna now remembering his 254 before it becomes the target for the SSF commanders. We got more stuff called in here. Scout team very much found a shortcut to the afterlife with that one. Up north, the German forces are patrolling about there. We actually got a second Panzer was brought out for this at some point. Might have transferred that one at least. The Grenadiers called for that. Later. It's worth noting there. Meanwhile, Southside commands keep pushing forwards. Getting mildly held back by the German for there. I'm surprised he actually kind of did that because, I mean, the commanders should be very much advantaged there, but I think he might have noticed the Delirious machine team there and deciding perhaps he's got better places to be with his commandos.
Commander.
346 was 104. We got the Sherms, the Hellcats in the center here. Awful lot of Hellcats out of the Americans. Definitely hard to get into in the armor, but they're actually dusting a bit more exposed versus infantry since the Hellcats aren't exactly bad.
Grass up, ready to make another run.
And there we go. Straight around here in the pack 40 good old scouts. There's Salt Grenadiers on the tree. That's a Jaeger's called here.
Straight to target, dead ahead. Bingo fuel in, and back to
Assault up north here, going in pretty hard here. Delirious positions here are pretty weak, but only a single Panzer 4, no real infantry support here. And we do have some Starstorm and Panthers further south that could try and flank around here, but so far I'm not showing much interest in that particular task. Center has one completed Symbiosis hands here. It's starting to look pretty rough here for the Germans. Gap now I think it's growing at a much more steady pace, and they're just, you know, running out of steam effectively here. We did go for the King Tiger after all. Bit odd, they could at least set it out sooner. I think had he not just gone for that leaf, that maybe it was a misclick somehow. I mean, you never know. More Hellcats here for Big Boss.
Grasshopper recon on station. Enemy down to 100 points. Repeat.
And we're about to go to triple cap here in the Germans, at which point I think, like, even if Liz gets up the King Tiger, it's simply probably going to be too little too late here. Too little too late.
Bingo fuel in.
I blew himself up, it almost looks like they were the... In there, go to KD game over. And lost there for the Germans. They definitely had the moments, but it's only, I think, in particular, Itaperuna struggled to sort of fight in the terrain there of the map, and I think he jumped around too much, like, you know, one assault grenade squad from the light support company, then moving next on for like the mortar vehicle and the Stu D, but never really like getting, I think, anything more significant than that, and then a flamethrower attack. Like, I think he was a bit too scattered over there, too when he needed, I think, more infantry for that particular map, or at least some like artillery. And Delirious also had his struggles up north, and certainly, I think, missed out on some opportunity to deliver some heavier blows to the opponent. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. This is Imperial saying cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another excellent episode. Bye, everyone.